Wow, look at that. AMC again outperforming the markets, but yet you still have people in the comment section that tell you to sell your AMC stock, to go buy these other stocks. Sure, trade those other stocks if you guys want to, but we are getting closer now than ever to seeing the MOAS. So I don't know about you guys, let me know down below in the comment section, but I am holding on to every single share of AMC that I have ever owned, never sold AMC, and don't plan to until the MOAS happens. But we have more important things to talk about than just hate on the haters, right? We got to talk about what is happening in the markets today. Fed Jerome Powell is going to be speaking here in about the next hour or so. So by the time you guys hopefully see this video around noon, Fed Jerome Powell will still not be on yet, so you guys can take advantage of this information directly. As well as that, I want to go over all of the data around AMC stock and the news that you need to know. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, do all three of those things. They are free 99, as well as you know what is free 99 as well, getting yourself free stock with Moomoo, Webull, and Public, as well as come join the trading community. We keep that very inexpensive, so as many people as possible are able to come join if they want to learn how to trade options and to take their financial future into their own destinies. Now, enough of that, let's get into this video. So AMC is up 2.5%, whereas the NASDAQ just broke positive, up 0.07%. Russell 2000 down 0.4%, and the Dow Jones down about 0.4% as well. So why is AMC outperforming so much? Well, I think it has a lot to do with last week's option expiration. You've seen a lot of people that actually had to get assigned around $15 and $16 because in after hours we closed above 16. So even people with calls and puts, depending on what direction they were on, they had to go out and buy the stock at $15 and then $16. And that's where a lot of that open interest was actually held. So I think that is giving us a decent boost today. And I think that's why you've seen so much gas in the beginning of trading with some of these 1-minute candles over 250,000 for trading volume. That usually doesn't happen. Even now we're sitting in between 30 and 40,000 per minute on trading volume. Sometimes you'll get those big spikes like right here. There's a 500,000 1-minute candle, but that's really what is going on today in my personal opinion, as well as AMC as a business is showing a lot of strength, and they're gonna have their best year ever this year. 100% of theaters are open. People are getting back into the swing of things, right? They're starting to go do leisure activities even more, and AMC is able to capitalize on one, the high inflation, but also the return back to theaters. And I say high inflation because AMC is able to raise prices and do their flexible pricing or whatever they call it by raising ticket prices on some movies that are going to be like blockbuster hits and not on some other movies. They're able to take advantage of that, and investors are finally starting to see that. They're starting to see what AMC is doing here, essentially. I was going to say trying to do, but they are already doing it, as well as the all other multiple things going on. You're sitting at that fundamental valuation around $15 per share, and to be quite honest with you guys, if you're buying AMC right here, it's a lot less risky than buying AMC all throughout the past year. Because why? The price of it is so low. Your worst case scenario is really at these levels, this $15 price. Now, if we see a market crash, sure, we could go under that, but that's really what is going on today. It comes down to the valuation does not look so bad right now, and what AMC has going for itself has a lot going for itself. I mean, the last quarter, you've seen $1.17 billion of revenue. If AMC can get their profit margins in line, then this is going to be a fire deal right now. So I think that's what's going on. That's a big reason why I'm so bullish. I wanted to put that in here just briefly and talk about that. As far as when Powell is going to be speaking, it's in about the next hour. So about 12:30, Powell will be coming on, and it's not quite clear what he's going to be speaking on. Probably a bit of everything. He actually speaks 3 times this week, but the markets are going to pay attention to that, and they're going to react to that. If we don't get any more negative news or anything we have not priced in, the markets will likely rally to the upside. If Jerome Powell says, hey, yeah, we're seeing the economy starting to slow down here, or something else that he has not mentioned last week, then you're going to see the markets definitely react negatively to that. So pay attention to that. If you start to see the markets moving sporadically, which you're kind of seeing right now, markets are kind of coming back up to the highs for the day, then watch that. If you see big moves, it's going to be due to the Fed. And stay tuned to the channel, so I will bring you guys any news that does come out or any weird statements that do move the market. So that's going to be the big thing. There's not really too much economic data that is coming out today. There's Fed Jerome Powell right there. Other than that, there's nothing for the day. Fed Bostic, he spoke today, and that was very hawkish, and that's why the markets did initially go up and then came straight back down. The range is a lot smaller today, but still, Fed Bostic was more hawkish than usual. He's been a pretty dovish Fed voting member, so it was a different kind of tone, and investors definitely took that negatively. And now you're waiting on Powell, and that's what the markets are going to pay attention to. Now, as far as the news that is coming out today, it's kind of a mixed bag, but some of it is kind of comical at the same time. Look at this: SEC to propose mandatory climate reporting for publicly traded companies. You'd think this would be like the last concern of the SEC right now, to propose mandatory climate reporting for publicly traded companies, but I guess not. I guess that's a bigger issue than like naked shorting, synthetic short positions that are up the ass, concentrated short positions, or pure market manipulation. Who knows though? That's what I get for thinking. And then on another note, Trump will most likely talk DWAC if he's going on Fox Business. He's going on Fox Business at 11 a.m., so pretty interesting right there. And it does say right here, Russia says Biden's war criminal claim has put relations on the verge of rupture. It's been like that. They've been on the verge of rupture forever, and now they're just ruptured. Okay, so it also says Russia exits dialogue with Japan on Kuril Islands cooperation. So those are the islands, north of Japan. So it's kind of a weird statement right there. Like, what do you mean, around that? And then we got another one that says Russia refuses from peace treaty talks with Japan. So who knows what Russia is trying to do right now, but it's definitely spooking up the markets a little bit today. Now, that doesn't matter too much, but it says Russia short of precision-guided munitions. Shamo Group expects delay in publication of audited results. So what that is, Shamo is that property developer in China, and you're starting to see a lot more fears around, what's been going on over in China with the property developers. Nobody's been talking about it, but that situation is actually getting much worse. There's not really a way to fix that, and it's going to take some time to fully come out, but by my AMC MOAS prediction, it encompasses the Chinese markets getting beaten into the ground. A lot of that money over there from U.S. investors is going to be worth a lot less. You're going to see a lot of margin calls going on from now until then, and that time period, end of summer, fall time, where I think the MOAS will happen, that's when shit's going to hit the fan in China. That's when the sanctions are really going to start hitting Russia, but as well as around the world. You're probably going to be in a food crisis by then. You're going to see inflation very high, and the Fed mid-cycle in their rate hike cycle, you're going to see shit get really bad here in the next 3 to 6 months, and I think that's really when you are prone to see the MOAS. Now, that's really the news that you guys need to know. It's been a lack of news over the weekend, to be honest with you guys. Not too much has actually came out over the weekend. Not too much is coming out today. But there was a news piece about there was a Boeing crash in China, and that sent the stock down. But nothing that is really affecting the markets overall. But Trump just said Putin acting like U.S. is the aggressor. So those are going to be some interesting headlines right there. I'll be paying attention to that and retweeting all of those tweets. So go ahead, follow me over on Twitter as well. Link down below in the pinned comment. Now, let's get into some of the AMC specific data that you guys need to know. And for the Ortex data, you're looking at 21.05% short interest of free float, 108.5 million shares that are sold short, cost to borrow max of 3.94%, and the share utilization is 100%. So, not too much has changed right there. Cost to borrow max is going up just a little bit, but the return and borrowed shares for the day, not too much. Borrowed change of 210.5 thousand to the short side. So a little bit of increased shorting today, but nothing, out of the ordinary. Oil is up about 5% currently due to the Russia-Ukraine tensions and the escalation as far as that is concerned. I should also point out that Mariupol, Ukraine denied to surrender that. So Russia did not really say what they were going to do if they did not surrender. So the markets are definitely on edge because of that. What is Russia going to do next? That's kind of what the markets are watching and paying attention to. As far as the option flow sentiment, we have 28 orders totaling $5.38 million. Positive order value of 44%. So, it's pretty neutral as far as options are concerned as well. Lots of calls, lots of puts, nothing too crazy there. Kind of skewed to the put side, and this is really how you get a lot of that synthetic shorting. By buying a put, you can create leverage to the downside, right? Same thing to the upside, create leverage to the upside, you create leverage to the downside. But the fact that AMC is up 2.59% right now, I think above all that is really, really good. Now the max pain is sitting at $15.50 per share by the end of this week. So who knows if we'll get to that. That would be a move to the downside of almost $1. So it's possible, but it's really going to revolve around the headlines that we are getting, in front of us around Ukraine and Russia mainly, but also China and COVID. Those are going to be the main things. And Fed Jerome Powell this week. He speaks 3 times, as well as every other member of the Fed. So pay attention to that, and that's going to be the biggest, most important thing. Now, what we are currently experiencing is a bear market rally. These may also be called a dead cat bounce or a sucker rally. The key takeaways: bear market rallies are periods during a bear market when assets quickly appreciate in value in the short term over days and weeks before heading back down to new lows. Bear market rallies are not a sign that the bear market is over or that the asset prices have stabilized. Though long-term investors should not try to trade bear rallies or buy stocks when they are gaining value, traders may be able to make money selling assets as they increase in value and buying them as they continue their downward march. So that's what is happening right now. The situation is not materially changed. Everything is still bad. Russia, China, Europe, global financial meltdown essentially is underway. And it's a slow process. That's why you see these bear market rallies. But the fundamentals here, once we start to get earnings coming out in the next month and a half, you're going to get your Apples, your Googles, Amazons, Nvidias, AMDs, Microsofts, all those stocks. When those numbers start to go down and you really start to see negative year over year growth rates, that's when you're going to see the markets really start to have panic attacks. And that's when you're going to see things really start to hit the fan as far as asset prices are concerned. Now, as far as AMC, a brief look at the technicals. Nothing too crazy to point out. We're really not moving around all too much these days. But $15 per share, we're well above that, approaching that $16.50 level. Hopefully we can break out above that. It's all going to come down to Fed Powell. As far as the 50-day moving average, that is sitting at $17.36 per share. So watch that level very closely. If we can break out above that, then you're clear to head back to $21. Per share. The MACD is bullish, and we just seen that crossover on Friday, and that is continuing today with the stock, like I said, up 2.56%. The RSI is still under its neutral level at 50. It's at 48.27. So it's telling me that we have a long way to go before we would get oversold, and you would see that waning on the stock. As far as any other news that is coming out, nothing too crazy. This right here, 6 dead Russians exchanged for 2 living Ukrainians. That's realities of Russia's war in Ukraine. Watch these headlines. If you guys are not following fast stock market news and unusual whales, they do a pretty good job of bringing you guys the Bloomberg terminal updates when they come out. So that's a helpful tool I wanted to throw in there for you guys. Follow those people, turn on notifications, all of that. You will stay up to date on any headlines that are coming out, especially around Fed Jerome Powell's speech that he's going to be giving today. That's going to be important and might make you some extra money. So that is going to be all for this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as make sure to comment down below. Go ahead, follow me over on Twitter, as well as come join the trading community. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.